So in the previous video we saw the pulseless electrical activity as the definition and the causes. So now we are going to see the management. We will begin with the basic life support. So is the patient lying on the floor, so we do basic life support, and when the monitor comes we have the defibrillator, but we have the monitor, and this on the monitoring where we're going to see the normal heart rhythm, the P, Q, R, S, and the T wave. So we see the normal rhythm, but we feel no pulse. This is the definition of pulseless electrical activity. So the heart, the brain are not receiving blood, and this is very important. So we will begin with the 30 compressions and 2 breath cycle, 5 cycles of this. Remember, this is on the basic life support. Yes, even though that is before we know that the patient has pulseless electrical activity, and after the monitor comes that we see that the patient has pulseless electrical activity, we will continue the rounds of 30 compressions to breath, because pulseless electrical activity is a non-shockable rhythm. We will not return to normal sinus rhythm if we do catheterization or defibrillator. No, here the patient has electrical activity, just the problem is that the patient is something wrong with the contraction. Either the blood is not moving, the heart is not pumping, so we need to maintain this, but the problem is not on the electrical activity. So we just need to pump, and the treatment, the definitive treatment is, yes, we need to treat the underlying cause. But what we will do to maintain alive the patient is the cycles of 30 compressions and 2 breath, 5 cycles of 30 compression and 2 breaths. So this is like 2 minutes, and then we will check again if the patient continues on this pulseless electrical activity or is reversed. Well, we check again, and if continues on pulseless electrical activity, we do another round of 5 cycles. And here we can give epinephrine in order to try that the patient can get it, that make it the next time. So after 2 minutes of giving epinephrine and after the 5 cycles, so we check again the pulse of the pulse. The monitor will see again normal ECG, and we have no pulse, so we will continue again the 5 cycles, but before we're going to give amiodarone in order to try that the next time the patient makes it. So we finish with these 5 cycles, and we check if the patient continues with pulseless electrical activity. We give epinephrine again, 5 cycles. Again, the patient we check the patient continues on this amiodarone and 5 cycles of CPR. The patient continues on this epinephrine and 5 cycles. The patient continues on this amiodarone and 5 cycles. So epinephrine we can give it up to 3 times. Between one epinephrine and another epinephrine dose, we have like 2 minutes of difference. Well, between 3 and 5 minutes, because we are checking, we are giving infusion, maybe we are going faster than 100 compressions per minute, etc. So between 3 and 5 minutes. And the first or second dose can be switched to vasopressin. So we can give epinephrine, amiodarone, epinephrine, amiodarone, epinephrine, amiodarone, or vasopressin, amiodarone, epinephrine, amiodarone, epinephrine, amiodarone, or epinephrine, amiodarone, vasopressin, amiodarone, epinephrine, amiodarone. But it will be very important to treat the patient, and to treat the underlying cause, but to do this CPR while the patient is going. And something that we can do when the patient has gone through all this algorithm, we have already given 3 doses of epinephrine, the patient is not responding, we can try the cardiocentesis in case that the patient has tamponade. So we yet don't know what was the cause of the pulseless electrical activity, but we can try with the pericardiocentesis to try to aspirate blood, and we can do it. It is very risky, and sometimes we would not find it. We would do the pericardiocentesis, and actually it was unnecessary, but that's something that we can do